A wonderful morning to you all from the city of Lagos, Ogba, Ikeja. We are having a wonderful morning this Wednesday. Welcome to Buy at the newsstands this wonderful morning. I'm Christian Chuku with you on this one. A big welcome to all that watch us from Nigeria and all over the world. We're saying a big thank you for watching Flip TV. Today we are going to be looking at the news headlines. This morning we have with us the Punch newspaper, and also we have the Daily Sun. What does the Daily Sun have for us this morning? Beside the masthead, IPOB shifts sit at home to May 31. IPOB shifts sit at home to May 31. Others shutting of schools, markets. BIM, the Masop condemns attack on Wazirike. Others shutting of schools and markets. So IPOB shifts sit at home to May 31. The main headline below the masthead: Presidency raises the alarm. Presidency raises the alarm. There's plot to topple Buhari'S government. There is plot to topple Buhari'S government. That is the alarm. Fingers religious political leaders. Fingers religious political leaders. Politicizing security dangerous, says Diri. Politicizing security dangerous, says Diri. The left part of the paper, the left column of the paper: Lagos begins installation of 2,000 CCTV cameras to offer free internet to public schools. Lagos begins installation of 2,000 CCTV cameras to offer free internet to public schools. Reps weighed in as parents of abducted Kaduna students protest at National Assembly. Reps weighed in as parents of abducted Kaduna students protest at National Assembly. Schools no longer safe. That is from NANS. School no longer safe. Economic crunch. FG to slash salaries of government workers. Merge agencies. Economic crunch. Federal government to slash salaries of government workers to merge agencies. Article demands total war on terror. Suggests recall of ex-soldiers. That's wonderful. Article demands total war on terror. Suggests recall of ex-soldiers. Look at the picture of parents of the Kaduna students protesting at the National Assembly. There's a very pathetic picture. One of the parents of the 39 abducted students of Federal College of Forestry Mechanization, Afaka, Kaduna State, weeping during a protest at the National Assembly, Abuja, yesterday. That's the picture. Now, towards the end part of the paper: kidnapping, banditry, not federal offenses. FG. Kidnapping, banditry, not federal offenses. That's from the federal government. Says security agencies on trail of saboteurs. Security agencies on trail of saboteurs. Now, dozens feared dead as Boko Haram attacks Borno community. Gunmen kill 8, injure 6 in Abia, Kaduna. Government PDP trade tackles over insecurity. Wow, what caught my eye this morning is that kidnapping, banditry, not federal offenses by the federal government. Now, let's move on to the Punch newspaper. The Punch, what does the Punch have for us? Above the masthead, we have Ahmed appears before Senate, says Army got 1 trillion in 2 years. Ahmed appears before Senate, says Army got 1 trillion in 2 years. The Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, said that the Army got 1 trillion naira in 2 years. CBN should pay 100 million naira Greenfield students ransom before it's too late, from Sheikh Gumi. Sheikh Gumi said that CBN should pay 100 million Greenfield students ransom before it's too late. Pension operators seek alternative investments as assets decline. The main headline: ACF Ohaneze PDP slam Buhari as presidency alleges coup plot. ACF Ohaneze PDP slams Buhari as presidency alleges coup plot. Now, the pictures of the parents of 29 college students still in kidnappers' den protests in National Assembly. So that's the down part of the paper. Police nab 52-year-old man for defiling 3 daughters. Neighbors knees. Herdsmen ejected from Ondo, driven away by Kwara residents, security agents. Herdsmen ejected from Ondo State, and they are driven away by Kwara residents and security agencies. That will be that for now. We'll get into some of the content of the paper. Let's move over to our reviewers this morning. It's coming over. Okay. Mr. Chikoze, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing,
Fine.
Mr. Christian?
You're missing out of action yesterday.
Out of action. What do you mean by that?
We didn't get to.
Oh well, my schedule was so tight.
Okay,
I couldn't.
kidnapping, banditry, not federal offenses. I just want to respond to that. The federal government is saying that kidnapping and banditry, they are not federal offenses.
Okay.
So how will you respond to that?
It's laughable that people saddled with the responsibility of protecting life and property of the citizens could just be behaving this way. They don't watch their utterances. Rather than accepting your failure, rather than apologizing to the masses, or probably tendering resignation for the incompetence you have exhibited in discharge of your duty, you are just trying to hide under some cover. It's quite unfortunate. Then, if it is not a federal offense, thousands of lives have been lost. No, I mean, in their tens of thousands, not just thousands of lives, as a result of insurgency from the banditry. Most millions of people have been displaced from their ancestral home. The communal lifestyle has been disrupted. People no longer go to their farm as a result of banditry, which constitutes civil unrest. And you are saying that it's not a federal offense. Okay, now what is federal offense? The IPOB is the one that is to be tagged federal offense, right? Why people are being ravaged, their farmlands are being destroyed, their homes, even children become victims of these circumstances, and you are still making such silly statement. That is not a federal offense. Something that have caused so many lives, have destroyed families, and it's quite unfortunate. These are the kind of mentality of your leaders.
But I want to ask, what is now a federal offense? If this thing has caused division in the country, has destabilized the country, what is now a federal?
No, the only federal offense is IPOB. By the definition, you see, even Boko Haram is not federal offense because they have not been proscribed. Even the government have not recognized them as terrorist group. But the entire world recognizes them as the fourth most deadly terrorist group on the surface of the earth. And we're still living in denial. No wonder even Isa Pantami, who was alleged to have been a part of IS, you see, is gaining the sympathy of the government of this country. You see, calling him a terrorist sympathizer. Somebody that have been indicted under this dispensation, and you are still covering up. So how long do we continue in this level of denial? Look at what the world is saying. Even the banditry Boko Haram poses a great threat not just to the continuity of Nigerian, but to the entire Africa. Because it allowed the infiltration of the IS, all these Al-Qaeda and all that. You see, they have a free day and they can move anywhere. A few months ago, the US and the Western wars alerted the entire Southwest African that these people are moving. And unfortunately, they are now in Nigeria. They have occupied so many regions and just waiting to unleash mayhem. And they are still talking about this handling it with, of course, child's glove.
Okay.
It's quite unfortunate.
The students that were kidnapped, the kidnapped students, Gumi is saying that CBN should pay 100 million ransom before it's too late.
Of course, they have been doing that in order to siphon money from the federal coffers so that it will enable them to execute their plans.
What plan?
Yes, the plan to overrun Nigeria. It needs economic power. So there is no way, I haven't found ourselves within the corridor of power. They resort to banditry, they resort to kidnapping, they resort to all sorts of crimes. You see, so that you can pay ransom. Once the ransom is paid, they go back and acquire more AK-47, 48, more anti-aircraft missiles. You see, building off for the unimaginable that is yet to happen. So that is the way they raise money, they raise funds, and the Gumi, who is their spokesman, is also a conspirator to that effect. Because he told us that you cannot defeat Boko Haram in the next 20 years. We discovered that not even we have allies, foreigners who are joining Boko Haram in this fight. So it is beyond what we can see. It is a jihad, as they profess it to be. So we cannot sit down and watch all this happening. You can now imagine, how did Boko Haram acquire their weapons, sophisticated weapons, that even dislodges the military weapons, armories? How did they go about the money? Who is funding them? How did they get funding? It's through government coffers, through this ransom paying and all that.
Are you saying it's a conspiracy?
Of course, it is not hidden anymore. There's a conspiracy of silence. There's a conspiracy of course, of synergy between the government, who pays ransom to them, and they in turn acquire ammunitions to dislodge even the military. The Nigerian military is a misfit to Boko Haram insurgency. Militias, you see, they are being killed in their thousands, and yet there is no end to this. So that is what we are saying, that Nigeria is gone already. Because with what is happening, how do you intend to recover? Trillions of naira have been voted in this fight against insurgency. Why our schools, even in the north, they are no longer going to school. That's why I have to blame the immediate past president, in person of Jonathan, who expended lost trillions of naira to erect classrooms, model schools in northern region, and neglected his own Bayelsa state. Are those model schools in use now? Boko Haram has converted it to their camp base. You see, the students are no longer in school. Look at the kidnap of these varsity students. You see, they are demanding ransom, otherwise they will be hacked to death. Well, let them go and do their worst. But that doesn't change the position that Nigeria is dead, and nothing can change that.
Okay, there is plot to topple Buhari's government. It fingers religious and political leaders. Is it true that there is a plot to topple Buhari's government?
Who is plotting to topple the government?
Is it the religious and some religious and political leaders?
The government has been overthrown already.
How?
You see, when you fail to deliver dividends of democracy that is a binding oath between you and the people. Invariably, you have broken the oath of allegiance. By implication, you are calling for the state of anarchy. And look at hunger everywhere. People are not better fed these days. Even children, what is the life expectancy of the average Nigerian? About 47 or so. So you can imagine the level of how horrible the state we are in. There is no jobs. As I told you, there is no longer, formal education has been suspended within the northern region because of the fear of the banditry and the kidnapping and all that. So you can see how that area has been crippled, and they are trying to extend it to other regions. You see, does that shows that we are existing as a people? And the government, just the so-called government that made empty promises that in 6 months' time they will destroy whatever you will not remember the name Boko Haram again. You see? But now, after 5 years, the Boko Haram has become more powerful than the Nigerian military architecture put together. You see?
They don't have numbers, more numbers than the Nigerian military. They don't have firepower than the Nigerian military. How are they more powerful?
Okay, if you claim they don't have much, why have Nigerian military not? Why have they not dislodged them? Why are they extending their caliphates? You can see, is it last week? They extended it to about how many local governments in Niger State? You see, why are they gaining more grounds? And from Niger, the distance between Niger State and Abuja is not far. You see how many miles? And they almost, if they can come to that extent, it means they are overrunning the Nigerian state. And what is the military doing? The military, we have insurgency in the northern region, more volatile region. We have the insurgency, we have the banditry, we have the headers, we have all manner of crime, heinous crime being perpetrated within this region. But instead of the government to move the military forces down to the northern region to curtail or to nip the crisis at the board, they brought those people to the southeast, start intimidating in the ordinary people, defenseless people who are going about their legitimate business, start extorting money from the northeastern region. You see, then the left, where they should be fighting people they shouldn't fight, people that are living in peace and they are constituting nuisance and causing civil unrest. And you can see that one of the businessmen in Owerri was killed yesterday by a military force or whatever. You see, and if the people has to revolt and you term them the terrorists, why the terrorists are going free, unchecked, and they're having their free day? This is the Nigeria you call your country. And that is why we cannot desire a state of this nature. As long as Nigeria continues, it poses a great danger to the entire Africa. Why? Because Africa will never have peace. These people will continue to infiltrate the African region and continue to because they have access to economic power. They will use the political power to drive their diabolic plan, which is purely to overrun the original indigenes of this region. Both the southwest, the southeastern region, or the old eastern region, which makes up the Biafran state. That is why we are not going to sleep. We must wake up. We must defend the integrity of our region. We must defend our people, because the government has failed and the government is not ready to grant that to us. So it behoves on you. It is a natural law endowed on us. First defense is a natural law that supersedes every other law of the state, and that should be respected. Otherwise, there is nothing you can call a Nigeria. Of course, as the pastor said that we have a country. There was a country which was once Nigeria. But we are looking up to a city whose maker and builder is God, where the respect of law, rule of law, will be entrenched, where the people's lives will be respected, where you have an opportunity, ample opportunity to fulfill your aspirations and to live out your dream, where you can go back to sleep, to bed without fear of being hacked to death, where the children will have the privilege of seeing their fathers and growing up in their youthful age and contribute to social the development of humanity.
Okay, thank you
but
very
we
much.
cannot have that in this country.
Thank you very much.
It is a foregone alternative.
Well spoken from Dachigote. Good morning, sir. There is plots to topple Buhari'S government by religious leaders and political leaders. Is that true? Do you subscribe to that?
See, I keep saying this every time. What did Buhari is fearing for? What is it? Is it the Shehu Shagari, who was the democratic president that time, where Buhari was patrolling? Is it because our people used to say that if you don't have anything in firewood, you don't have any reason to shake? What is he fearing for? What is he shaking? If you don't have problem with anybody, you live neutral. Nothing happened. Why is Buhari, the president, commander-in-chief, come out and say there is plot to scuttle his government or whatsoever? What kind of a headline is that? It doesn't make any sense. What is he fearing for? See, let me tell you, if anything happened in this country like this, people die, blood flow everywhere. You see the government of the country came out and say, government condemn attack, government condemn killing, government do this, governors this, condemn. What are you condemning? You don't need to condemn anything. What you have to do is to go to physical action. Deal with the policy. Go to the action. Get them arrested. Prosecute them. If case is not taken, kill them. So that the next people that will plan another attack will say, these people are really serious. Let us calm down. But when once you are in a country where government come up every day, government condemn attack, government do this, only is it in the spiritual realm you condemn or the physical realm? When you hear some advanced country like US, UK, Canada, they say they condemn attack, they go to action. They will get that terrorist, they will deal with them. They will make sure that everything comes to normal. But in Nigeria, we stay in this country, worst thing happening every time. The president is unlistenable. The presidency unlistenable. Nobody cares. Until one day you wake up, you don't find a country. And this is the people that still keep on preaching unity language. We want to unite. We want to do this. What are you going to unite by? In what way? What do you mean by unity? If you stay in a country that you want to unite, your economy is the first thing in the government of a country, economy.
The security.
Those two things must be the key things government's supposed to tackle. You can fail in other ways. Maybe you can fail in education or agriculture, but make sure that your people are secured 100%. So that you may not wake up in the morning and see your brother, your sister on the ground. The people die like we just wake up and see headline. They read about blood, killing this. And we have a country, we have the president, we have the commander-in-chief. Nothing happens. That kind of a country cannot work. It's not going to work. If anybody that support the unity of this country, that person, in short, I will say dead will go to that person.
No, everybody has.
No. You don't need to support bad thing. Support good thing. My brother, you are a journalist. I mean, you are working. Let me tell you something. No, you don't need to pray. You don't need to pray. You have been praying for 50 years. Nothing happened. 60 years you pray. You keep on praying. The Bible says that the kingdom of heaven is suffered violent and the violent is taken by force. You cannot deceive people. Say you are keep on praying. Thing is going to work. It's not going to work. God cannot come down from heaven. Third heaven. God is in the third heaven. Come down and save you. You have to pray and save yourself. You cannot stay in a country where people die every day, where a bottle of mineral is about 115 naira, where a bag of rice from 6,000, 7,000 is 30,000, where a pail of curry is 2,000 naira. Then you come and speak English. You speak English. No. Nobody is ready to listen to that. Enough is enough, my brother. The solution, I keep saying it, I will continue to say it, and I will never miss to say it. The solution of Nigeria, since they don't accept true federalism, restructuring, the solution is completely disintegration. It's a welcome development.
How possible is that?
Yes. They say, with God, everything is possible.
You said that they have been praying over 60 years.
Yes.
And you're not saying with God now.
You keep on listening to what I'm saying.
Okay.
When you pray to God, you go into action, do something. You cannot pray and sit down. God cannot come down from the third heaven and serve you. You must do something when you pray. That prayer is a spiritual part of it. The one that you are doing is the physical part. God works in the spiritual realm. You are dealing in the physical realm. You have to do something for yourself. Like Nigeria is facing serious insecurity right now. The government we have supposed to go into action and deal with. Why the religious leaders, you are Muslim, Christian, keep on praying, they back them in the spiritual realm. Then the government duty is to go in the physical. You deal with these terrorists. Because if you don't deal with these terrorists, everything can collapse. Look at now, as I'm speaking to you right now, nobody knows where the next food will come. Whether all these people that, destroy farmers, scatter everywhere, whether things will look anyhow. Before you know, they say Nigeria is still under recession. Yes, they begin to speak English. Who made it to be in recession? Because the insecurity, number one. You don't allow the people that are supposed to go out and do something. You don't allow them to work so that the food will be on our table. That's why you enter market, the high cost of things keep on going up every day. What kind of a country is that? No, I'm asking, come on, Mary, you have to be very sincere. Which kind of a country?
Now, the federal government is saying that kidnapping, banditry, not federal offenses.
Okay, which offenses?
It's not federal offenses.
Is it the individual's offenses or the people of Akwa Ibom State offenses or Cross River? No, I beg, let me just ask. If it's not the offense, which kind of... Is it me?
So.
Is it me? Okay. All this English, all this headline that we read every day is just fraudulent. It's just fraud. They just come up to talk something to, to scuttle your mind. They know what they're supposed to do, my brother. With this English is too long. My Jeff Pashek sings song, says so long, too long. This English have been written, we have been seeing it in the headline years back. It's enough right now. We're not supposed to read this. Bandit for how many years? So are you blaming me? Am I the cause of this? Why we have government in power with the weapon, with the resources? So whose blame? Is it my blame? So when you see this kind of land, just give them X and go to another one. This one doesn't have any meaning.
It might have meaning because the federal government might try people for offenses that are not in line with banditry and kidnapping.
Like which people are they going to try? Which people?
They will try IPOB for terrorism. they will not try the bandits because they feel from this information that banditry kidnapping is not a federal offense.
Whether they
so
like
it's your concern to know why.
Whether they like it or not, IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra are fighting for their rights. They are fighting for their self-independent nation, which is in the United Nations law. You have 100% right to fight. America fought breaches and removed themselves from the breaches. They used their blood and fought it. As I'm talking to you right now, there are some countries in this Africa where they fought the same thing IPOB is doing, and they go on their way and they are living, they are okay. This thing is not a crime. Fighting for independent nation or whatsoever, if it happens, heaven cannot fall. I've never read in a history or in any paper or any world news, they say anybody that fought for the self nation or this is a criminal, is a terrorist or whatsoever. I've never heard that. You have 100% right, you fight for yourself. Northern Sudan and South Sudan were together. Now they are divided. So IPOB is fighting for their right, and until they get it right, that is why I put the Bible before. I said the Bible says the kingdom of heaven is sovereign violent, and the violence is fought by force. IPOB is fighting for their right, whether IPOB or Niger Delta or whatsoever or Middle Belt, they are fighting for their right until they get what they want. That is it. If any government of the country come up and begin to condemn, say this, they are wasting their time.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. That's a wonderful one. Mr. Lucky, good morning. I heard you were saying that Nigeria is one. I want you to respond to Mr. Chigoze's statement.
Why I say Nigeria is one is that Nigeria is a name. Nigeria is a name. It's just like you name somebody Lucky or Monday. This country is a name they call Nigeria. What I said, we, the human being living in Nigeria, we should love ourselves. I believe in peace. God created this country for us to live together, for us to do things, come on, not for fights. But the only thing is that we have a bad leaders who are destroying this country, who are destroying Nigeria, who don't believe this country, don't believe Nigeria. But we should take them out. That's what we're supposed to have done.
Who are they?
People like the presidency, vice president, and the minister who are bringing war to the Nigerian people. They are bringing war to Nigerian people. They are bringing work to the youth. They are bringing work to everybody, including me and you. When there is war, can we stand here? No. What is happening in Nigeria is still happening in your evil organization, Philip TV. Yes.
Different organizations.
Every organization, what is happening there? That's why I said remove your eye first before you move the other one. These are not going well. We are not happy. We want things to come together. If including the Philip TV, if they can come together, Nigeria way too will come together. Everybody disarray.
What you are saying that we Nigerians are
the problem. Yes.
That the government is misbehaving. We are the problem.
We are the problem. We have right. We vote them in. Do you know why? Do you know why I say we are the problem? My brother, the 4 years of Buhari first, what did you do? Kidnapping, killing.
But you supported Buhari?
No, me support Buhari. Am I crazy? Good Lord was my right person. That 4 years, I was expecting to vote this man out. They still went again and voted him Buhari again. So what now? He's playing the card on table today. Why are we shouting? I could remember that time. I expect Buhari to go out. They bring him in. They hear the language. The meaning of that, letting go another one again. That is there. What is happening? What is happening in Nigeria happened to the organization too. We are not happy. We that is speaking, that is talking. We are not happy. I'm telling you the truth. Let everybody hear it. I come here every day. I use my transport. I use everything. Come here today to come and lecture Nigeria, tell Nigeria what is going on there. And a lot of Nigerians are commending us. We are doing our own job, but what I'm saying, we should unite. Start from your home. People just come here and talk, condemn Nigeria, condemn Nigeria. Nigeria is a name. All of us has a fault. I'm telling you the truth. We need to work together. Few old men take this country ransom. If there's war today, serious war, I know there is war already. Skeleton war all over Nigeria. Nowhere is safe. If there is war in Lagos today, I don't think me and you stand here. Am I telling lies?
You can stand.
Stand here. I'm gone. You can't stand. I can't stand. But what I'm saying, we need to come together and fight this war, these monsters, out of government. Let them go out. We don't need them. Otherwise, we all die.
There's a plot to topple Buhari's government. He's fingering religious and political leaders.
But is it there already? Is the government working? I've asked a question already. Say the topple. Who want to topple him? Topple what you don't see. Is the president there? Has the president be able to even say, I am a president of this country, my name is Buhari, Muhammad Buhari? Have you had anything like that?
He spoke to the Secretary of State, U.S. Secretary of State. He spoke to him.
When?
A few days ago.
I didn't see him. Maybe you saw him. I didn't see him. He spoke to him on the camera or internet?
On Zoom.
On Zoom. Anybody can just do that. You can do that. We don't have president. Do you have president?
We have a president.
Has he addressed you? Has he addressed you? See, American president. Despite his falling, anytime he want to travel, 3 times play I saw. But keep addressing the nation, the economy. He addressed them frequency. But as our own president, there's war killing everywhere, kidnapping everywhere, armed robber. Things that have not happened before, have not seen under the previous president, happening under his nose. Has he addressed the nation? So he said we have a president. He said they want to overthrow him. He want to overthrow himself. By now, I expected him to resign and just leave the unless. My brother, I love people. I love Igbos. I love those. I love Yorubas. The way we do things.
You love Fulani and Hausa.
Fulanis, they are wicked people. They call that name. Buhari present there as a father. We call them wicked. As far as he's there as a Fulani head person, so I don't like him for that.
You're not.
Yes, I don't like people killing, sacrifice blood. It's easy for Fulani to sacrifice blood, but people doesn't do that. Yoruba doesn't do that. Other tribes doesn't do that. They live in peace. They believe in God. God no catch you for maybe to kill. I'm here, reality, to tell the truth today. I'm telling the truth. I'm not happy. People are dying. People are dying for hunger. Look at school fees, just house rent, so many things. It's like things are very expensive. You can't buy. Where is the money to buy? We are suffering. Even COVID, other world, they are still surviving. But here in Nigeria, what can we boast of it? We are roaming all the whole street. Okay, can we start fighting ourselves? That's the question. Can we now come out, start fighting Igbo, Yoruba fighting Igbo, Igbo is fighting me? What is the gain? So this president is a wicked president. He should leave. Whether they overthrow, they don't overthrow. It's a political language. He's looking for excuse. I expect him today to just say, I am stepping aside. Allow the vice president to just at least manage the remaining years that are remaining. Yar'Adua died. Jonathan came in and put changes. Let this man, I don't pray for him to die, yo. Let him just give just 2 years. You see the country will change because there is anarchy everywhere. Everywhere. You can't travel. You not even leave travel. How much? Nigerian money is useless. You budget $1 billion, you withdraw $1 billion for weapon. We are not seeing anything. All we are hearing, they kidnap 100, they kidnap 50, paying ransom. You be denied, they are not paying ransom. Is that a president?
Okay, Gumi is saying that CBN should pay 100 million naira ransom to the students, the kidnappers that kidnap the students. Gumi is saying. Gumi is talking for the bandits, and the DSS have not interrogated him.
Do you have DSS?
You have DSS.
Which DSS? Is it DSS that will come out and give information and said some people are planning to do that? Some people are planning to do that. In America, FBI, if they want to operate, they go and catch that person and say this is what that person did, and the whole world will know. Our own is to give news. Let me tell you, Federal Security, SSS, or whatever they call it, they are medias. In fact, they're supposed to be coming here to come and interview us.
That is the DSS.
All of them, they only come to just say it about that this person could want to happen. This, have you had anyone? In America, FBI will go there, arrest them, and say this is what people are doing. Our own, their media player. Just, it's like they are playing football. Yes. So
why is Gumi? Why have they not?
Is them, if let Igbo man say that or Yoruba man say that, they will arrest him. What I say. Gumi is an agent to them in making money for them. They know.
For the bandits.
Why can't we the South people revoke? Why can't we the South people get up? Our leaders say, get up against that Gumi. He's talking every day. Government standing with the bandit that SSS have not seen. SSS, DSS, Army, with the billion we are spending for them, they never see all these kidnapping people who are kidnapping from the north. But Gumi went there, no gun, nothing, just chew and suit and stay with them, take picture with them, eat with them, drink with them. Our SSS are there, giving every day, tell us that they know. So okay. That is it, my brother. So leave them, all this circulation, this and that. Gumi is there. They love it. They say agent to them.
Okay, my last question, Mr. Lucky. Kidnapping, banditry, not federal offenses from the FD.
Go and check who's saying that. It should be your brother from the southwest. That is Lai Mohammed.
It's your brother.
It's your brother from southwest, Lai Mohammed.
Not central, not southwest. Educate yourself.
Elude that area, Lai Mohammed.
You said
I read it, I saw it.
You said we are one. You said we are one.
We are one now, but I'm telling you now. I am saying the person that the information minister, our brother from the southwest, go and check the language.
Not southwest, not central.
Whether not central, everybody, or some Buhari government, all of them are liars. How can you say? How can you imagine? You say kidnap me. It's not federal. What?
Let me
It's what? Is this
let me read
state?
the person that spoke it. Say, government spoke through Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, that is your brother, at a press conference in the Federal Capital Territory yesterday.
What did I say now? Somebody is denying it. Oh,
So-
look at the person that will be coming here to say he's denying his brother now.
Mr. Lucky, we are one. You said so.
Yes, why I say we
Why
are?
denying Lai Mohammed?
Well, I'm telling you, we are one. God created us.
Okay.
I have hand, Lai Mohammed have hand, but I don't tell lies the way Lai Mohammed tell lies. He be paid to tell lies. But this is a whole, what the whole world is like telling the whole world that Boko Haram are just ordinary human beings. They don't do anything. That automatically this government is telling us that no kidnapping, no armed robbers, no killing. That Nigeria is peaceful. That's the meaning of that. That is not federal offense. Which offense? Who is police? Police, we have an army. Are they not federal? I don't answer me.
Federal.
So federal control the whole Nigeria.
Yeah.
So if offense be committed in Imo State, it's not federal. The best thing, allow the state police, allow the state governor to control the state. Then we will not know that that crime be committed is a state crime. That's what they're telling us. They are telling us that all these things people are crying for is not happening in Nigeria. That is not happening. That is the meaning of this. That is not federal offense. Which offense? So imagine all what this government will just say today. They are telling us that all this crime, kidnapping, student, killing, armed robbers, nothing is happening. That's the meaning. Because tell me, are you telling the state to take responsibility? Are you telling the state? If you tell the state to take responsibility, yes, let the governor bring us his security. That the way Omoteku came out. Let the Southeast come out with what they call their
ASN.
ASN or see already there's an agreement, disagreement in that area. You cannot have many forces in that place fighting themselves. Otherwise, they will end up producing criminals and other things like that. So we need, that's why I say there should be one in the east, there should be one in the south. There should be one in the south, there should be one. Not deportation, not killing themselves. Nigeria, until this monster go out, we can't continue killing ourselves like that. If we want to divide, let them divide. If we want to remain for one place, because the way Nigeria is going, it's just because of this man is there. That's why people are shouting, divide. If Buhari moves now, where politicians come again, start sharing money, sharing gari, sharing rice, you see they will drop that agitation. I'm telling you the truth. That's Nigeria for you. Don't trust anybody in Nigeria.
So what's the way forward?
The way forward is that please, President Muhammad Buhari, if you are there, if you are still on the throne, just please throw the towel.
No,
Throw the towel.
Throw the towel.
To Vice President. Okay. Just the 2 years remaining. Let him throw the towel to him. You see, let me tell you, when Buhari left to London, whether Buhari, I don't know, whether it's an engine that is inside the stomach, I don't know. When he left, they say he traveled to go and treat himself in London. Just few days, few months, Osinbajo took over. You see, Nigeria calmed down. Osinbajo was traveling, he traveled to Benin, traveled to so many places. The moment the man arrived, Osinbajo run inside the cage again and hide there. Now, Nigeria is boiling down. So Buhari should just leave, allow Osinbajo to just 1 year remaining or 2 years remaining. You see, Nigeria, all these are people fighting.
You know it's not done.
All these are Nigeria will calm down. I'm telling you the truth. That's the problem.
Okay.
Fight will stop.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Kunle, good morning.
Yeah, morning. No, how you
I
doing,
saw you
man?
responding to Mr. Lucky. You are saying that Lai Mohammed is our brother.
See, you should know that an average Nigerian DNA, DNA has a minimal of lie. Yeah? He himself, you should ask him whether, how many times has he lied? So, so this lie for Nigeria, no be today, man. So now Lai Mohammed is just the one that happens to be the face of face of liars, ambassador.
Okay,
That's
kidnapping
it.
bandits is not federal offense. I want you to respond to this. Kidnapping bandits is not federal offense.
So we're saying that FG.
Yeah.
But whose offense? They should answer us. Whose offense? They should have given us whose offense the kidnapping banditry is. Because when you come into power, you swear to oath that you secure the territory of the country called Nigeria and the masses, the people you are to govern. You are the chief security. Buhari is the chief security commander-in-chief of this armed forces of Federal Republic of Nigeria. So he has the veto power to do and undo, to secure the country, to make sure the governors are on their toes to secure their states, because he's the one releasing security votes for them. Has he ever questioned them? Say, how do you spend your security votes? You've been allocated, that's been allocated to you. So when somebody, you see, nowadays, people will just wake up and write us you to serve under the presidency. Most of these guys will just wake up and write what will suit their master, not what will suit the masses. So they are paid to do this job, and I'm not surprised all this jargon reportees is being
Jargon
placed.
reportees.
Yeah, jargon write up. It's been placed on newspapers like this. Why can you be telling me kidnapping, banditry, not federal offenses, FG? So why can you be telling me that? So you are giving both banditry a field day, you are encouraging them to keep doing what they are doing. So that kind of, I don't know, you see Nigerian papers, I'm sorry to say, the news that we keep seeing on this paper at times, you can change your mood and decide not to even look at what is going on the paper again, because they are all sad news. I've never seen any good news coming on the front page of newspaper nowadays. So majority of them will still sneak in there. Look at this, it's so annoying. Kidnapping, banditry, not federal offenses. So that means it's not federal offenses that you are sending soldiers. You are sending soldiers to go and rescue what's it called? The armed forces to go and rescue the students in Katsina. You remember? They rescued those guys, those kidnapped students then in Katsina, the Mr. President state. So who are the people that went to rescue those people? Are they not federal forces? Are they not federal forces? Are they not military for Nigerian armies? Who owns Nigerian army? Is it the state? Says jargons. Can we say any other thing?
Okay, we are looking for a good news. Good news is that FD to slash salaries of government workers, merge agencies. Federal government to slash salaries of government workers and merge agencies. That is good news.
The salary that is not enough for them. Is it not part of the
government workers? It might be both top.
Both what?
Both top.
They should have they should have put in political leaders. Slash salaries of the political leaders. Political appointees. Slash their salary.
Who are who?
Who are who? The PA to the president, the ministers, the special advisors, the senators, the judiciary. The
senators, House of
the executives, the legislative members. Slash all their salary, not the workers. The workers are complaining that 30,000 cannot take them home. Take home pay cannot even take them to next bus stop. You are still saying you want to. It's like the people, everybody. I think this guy they need psychiatric test, because they bring up policy that you will be looking at. Is he a secondary student, school student, or a primary school student that is pronouncing this policy, or that is bringing up this policy? It's not here, you know. It's not. It doesn't make any sense because the labours now, they are still complaining that the 30,000, some states are not even paying it. You now still come and say you want to slash what is not even enough. What is not even enough to buy a bag of rice. An average labor, an average civil servant, you know, cannot use his take-home pay for a month. He cannot even survive with it for just 3 days or a week. Because go and check market and ask how much they sell a bag of rice. And you are still saying you want to slash. I think maybe it's the guy that put this report on the paper that did not, you know, put it well. Maybe he's trying to talk of political, you know, people in power, the political appointees.
They are also government workers.
Yeah, they are not government workers though. They are political workers. They are not. Are they government? What structure of government do they belong to?
We are paying them, so they are working for the government.
Which government are they? They are just on the free. All those guys, they are being settled for the role they play during the electoral campaign. So you can't call them a government worker. They are liability. They are liability to the government. When you see a governor that will have almost PA will have his own assistant, you know, PA assistant to assistant PA. Is that not wastage of money? Who are they helping? Tell me any one of these political appointees, you know, political appointees. Tell me any one of them these guys are helping on the policy issues. Tell me. They are just there to, okay, good job done during the campaign. Okay, let's pay you back with political appointments. So that's just it. What work are they doing? Have you been to their offices before? What are they doing? It's just to resume, you know, read papers, and month end they collect salary. What work are they doing?
Okay, presidency raises alarm. There is plot to topple Buhari's government.
He should search within himself, within the presidency.
You say religious leaders, religious and political leaders.
Me, I won't believe any outsider can topple Mr. President. I will not believe that. They say kokoro tó ń jẹ in Yoruba. They say kokoro tó ń jẹ for ara for lower. That's the insect that bites vegetable leaf. Is within that, you know, branch of that, you know. So I don't believe anybody is planning anything to top, because Nigerian president is not easy to topple.
But they are the ones making the complaints.
They are the ones making. They can just throw that as a banana peel, you know, for people to. I mean, if you get to Aso Rock now and see the kind of security the president's command, except there are betrayers among the people that surround him that can easily penetrate him. So for someone to be telling me some people are planning to topple when you have all the Nigerian army to yourself, you have all the National Guard to yourself, you have all the, you know, all the security apparatus to yourself, you have the DSS, you have the police, you have all this, and you are still now telling me an armless citizen will come and the NSA should break down the statement to everybody, say, who are these people? At least if you said some people they are plotting to topple my government, the underground intelligence must have gone, you know, you must have gone through underground intelligence and discover who are these people that are planning it. It's just it's not even enough to come into a page of newspaper and start saying some people are planning to topple your government. It might be a banana peel that they want to throw to everybody, say, okay, take it and...
Okay, Minister of Finance, my last question. Minister of Finance appeared before the Senate and she confessed that Army got 1 trillion naira in 2 years. 1 trillion naira in 2 years. The Army. You know, looking at the way we are asking for ammunition, asking for welfare, what will you say?
1 trillion naira in 2 years. And Nigerian budget, that's almost 1/4 of Nigerian budget, or, you know, one quarter. Yeah, we can say 1/4 of Nigerian budget, because the budget has not been faring well nowadays because of the debt you are paying. So that 1 trillion naira that the bandit of this world, the Boko Haram of this world, they have caused Nigerian government to be spending. If you pump that money into the economy, do you know the economy, the good effects that money when you pump it to the economy, 1 trillion naira, or you are using that money to service debt? Oh, my brother. See, I don't know where we are going. I don't know where we're going.
What do you suggest generally? What do you suggest?
They should get rid of all those guys that are in charge of that budgetary, military, arms budgets. They should get hold of them and let all of them answer every penny, answer query to every penny spent on military arms they buy for this Boko Haram, for insurgency war. They are still alive. You have the retired, generals that they just relieve of the, bring them back, let them account for all what they got. Even if it's going to extend to the past administration, bring them on board. Jonathan, bring them on board. Let them account for a penny. There's no accountability in this country. That's why everybody will just get to a position and do anything they like and go scot-free. And it's quite unfair. It's quite unfair. You see, there's I think this country, Satan is falling into the Satan hand. This country, as I'm saying it now, because things are not going normal again. With all our prayer in churches, if you're a Christian, you still need to keep praying harder. If you're a Muslim, you need to be praying harder in the mosque. Because the way I'm saying this, some satanic hyena have hijacked this country. And they don't want it to be well. And once the country is not well, it's not okay, there's not how the citizen can be okay and well. So that's my stake.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Matthew, the intellectual, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Christian.
How was your night?
Fine.
I want you to respond to Ahmed, the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, appeared before the Senate panel and said military Govt 1 trillion in almost more than, let's say 2 years, 28 months. And looking at the fact that there's need for more ammunition, that money, is it not enough to afford insurgency?
Actually, if you look at what is happening in Nigeria, the pain of Nigerian problem is corruption. Because I saw what the minister said, that in every fiscal year, that they have been releasing 100% of the budget for defense, for the military.
100%?
Yes, it's only this year that they have released about 60-something%, and this year is still running. So to that extent, I think what is killing or what is stampeding the fight against insurgency, against kidnapping, against banditry is corruption. Still look at the revelation coming from ICPC. Especially what they say about 315 projects was duplicated in this year's budget. And that represented 39.5 billion naira. And what's the guarantee that those duplicated projects will not have its way and the money will not be released and expended at the end of the fiscal year? And this is what they continue recycling every fiscal year. And what's the guarantee that only that 315 project, as mentioned by ICPC, is the only project that is duplicated? We have been hearing of different scandals, different allegations that has to do with the budgetary system in Nigeria. We have had the issue of budget pardon. We have seen how the thing came to front burner. At the end of the day, it was not resolved. Because as we speak, there could still be issues of budget pardon even as we speak. It's just the reason we are not seeing much happening, or we are not hearing much happening in the government circle, is because at the time the federal government felt that Saraki was a problem. And when Saraki was there, we are seeing some level of check and balance. Now they've got Saraki out of the way, and it's like nobody's checking anybody. The whole arms of government, the judiciary and the legislature, they are like an appendix of the executive the way it stands today. We have seen the way the federal government took away and the former CJN. I'm talking of honor. So all the three arms of government the other two arms of government are the wings and capacities of the executive the way it stands today. So what the Minister of Finance said is true, because she was confronting the senators with facts. And curiously, as at the point she started reeling out the facts, enumerating the facts, the Senate called for executive session, a closed door session. So what did they want to hide? That they needed to go into an executive session and they shut the press out of that session. It tells you that corruption is the bane or the problem in every strata of the society in Nigeria. That's the truth.
Okay. ACF or NSC PDP slam Buhari as presidency alleged coup plot.
Who is plotting coup? I do not believe it. I see it as diversionary. Because look at the allegation being levied against PDP. Look at the PDP's response. You see, for me, I do not support PDP, I do not support APC. They are birds of the same feather. But if you look at the issues the PDP raised, I think they are genuine. I think to understand PDP was trying to be patriotic. And if you look at the response of PDP, where they now told APC that they have been chased by their own shadow, especially the presidency. And most especially Mr. President had a history of truncating a democratic elected government. It's on record that Mr. President, Muhammadu Buhari overthrew the government of Shagari. It's on record. So I do not see any person in Nigeria who is who is anticipating or who is planning to overthrow Mr. President through the back door.
What of the agitation? Is it not a way of trying to?
The agitation is a function of bad approach of governance of this present administration. It's as a result of, because this government have refused to do the needful. They have refused to obey the law. They have refused to subject their actions to the rule of law. I was telling you the other day, in Imo State, somebody who the military claimed breached their stop and check of procedure. They shot and killed that boy. I mean man rather. And as we speak, I do not think the family of that person will get justice. Because we have seen instances where people were extrajudicially killed in this country. Even to the extent that policemen who were on their legitimate line of duty were killed in Taraba State. Up to today, they have not gotten justice. So if people could be killed at that level and there is no justice, what is the guarantee that ordinary man on the street will get justice? So the way it stands, the government itself is living above law. The military lives above law. And each time Amnesty International bring about and try to indict Nigerian army because of these excesses, Nigerian government try to label them as partisan organization. So in essence, I do not believe that anybody is planning to overthrow Buhari or democratically elected government. I think it is a way of trying to whip up sentiment. I mean the government. Because if people are criticizing your government because of non-performance, because of insecurity, I think the needful thing to do is to scale up your activities, is to improve on your operational approach, is to change your tactics, is to change your approach, is to change your strategy, rather than trying to whip up sentiment, rather than trying to behave as if people are trying to vilify your government. Nobody is vilifying the government. The truth is that the government is not doing the right thing. A situation where there is insecurity in every sector of the society, a situation where Fulani herdsmen, they are threatening the corporate existence of Nigeria, and nobody is questioning them. If you talk about it, the government will tag you as an enemy of Nigerian states. So in that sense, the government is not telling us the truth. I do not see anybody threatening to overthrow the government. Rather, the government is the one threatening the corporate existence of Nigeria through their actions and inaction. Because some instances where they needed to act, they refuse to act. Instances where they will take action, the action will be counterproductive because they will be trying to protect an ethnic group against other people. So in that sense, I do not believe that anybody wants to overthrow Mr. President.
Okay, CBN should pay 100 million naira ransom to kidnappers of Greenfield students. That is from Gumi. I want to look at it holistically. What should be done?
Looking at it holistically, like you just said, I think there is every need for negotiation to release those innocent students. But looking at the statement credited to Gumi, I think Gumi is not a responsible personality. I think it's not up to Gumi to decide who should pay that 100 million. I think Kaduna State Governor should change his approach. His stance on using kinetic approach is good, but not a situation where you have innocent students in captivity. I think because the way it stands, Nigerian government, Nigerian authorities do not have what it takes to go for a rescue mission to free those students. Nigerian security agencies do not have the expertise.
Giant of Africa.
They are only giant of Africa in principle, not in practice. If you look at that 27-year-old Philip Wanton, that American that was kidnapped in Niger Republic, taken to Sokoto State, how American security forces came and rescued that boy. They have the expertise. So the way it stands, I think Nigerian government should change their approach. For the purpose of release of those students, the government should negotiate with the bandits. Not because the government is weak, but because the life of those children is important. Because if it behoves on you as the government to protect life and property, and you have not gotten the power to do that, you should swallow your pride and negotiate with bandits to release those students. Because the way it stands, the bandits have shown their resolve that if they issue threat, that they will do it. We are seeing how they killed about 5 students. So in a nutshell, if you put them to the war, they have nothing to lose. They will keep those 17 students. And again, I think Kaduna State government, there is every need for them to rethink. Because this governor is saying that you are not paying ransom. That if you pay ransom, it's going to increase kidnapping. It's going to encourage kidnapping. I agree with him logically. But in the reasons of it, how do you say you are not paying ransom where you have innocent students in captivity? If you want me to believe that you don't want to pay ransom, let him use one of his son or child to replace those students and still maintain that his still position that is not paying ransom. That time I will take him seriously. But the way it stands, I can never take advice seriously if he refused to use one of his son or himself to replace one of those students. If he does that and insists he's not paying ransom, I will take him seriously. Okay, otherwise, I'm not taking him seriously.
My last question: kidnapping, banditry, not federal offense. I don't know if you have any information.
You see, I think the information minister is playing politics. He's trying to play politics with that statement, and it's diversionary. Who do not know that if you arrest a kidnapper in Lagos, that you are going to use Lagos law to prosecute him? Who do not know that if you arrest a kidnapper in Kaduna, for instance, we are going to use Kaduna law to prosecute him? But under whose purview is it to apprehend the kidnapper, the bandit, the insurgents? Who controls the police? Who controls the army? Who controls Navy? Who controls DSS? Who controls Air Force? What we are saying is that it behoves on the federal forces to apprehend whether it's a kidnapper, whether it's a bandit, whether it's an armed robber, whatever name they go by, whether it's a Fulani militias, whether it's a Fulani terrorist, whatever name it go by, I think it behoves on the federal forces to arrest, hand over to the state authority who to prosecute. In fact, it's even the police who will eventually do the prosecution, though they will use the state law. But this minister Lam Mohammed, he was playing politics with that statement because he knows that it behoves on federal government to apprehend criminals.
But to an extent, he's right.
He's not right.
Now,
where you say is right is, we have agreed that state have the law to prosecute, but who do have the right and legitimacy to apprehend? A situation where the state do not have run state police, they do not run state DSS, they do not run state Air Force, they do not run state Navy. So how do you want them to apprehend? That's why I say he's playing politics. Look at the other time, Buhari was advising, or federal government was advising state governors to go and police forests in their domain. And here we are, we see some states against all odds, or the federal government forming security outfits like Amateku and some other ones. And federal government through police have refused to allow them bear arms. And you are telling me that that category of crime does not fall under the purview of the federal government. That is not the issue. The issue is that let the police, the army, the navy, as the case may be, arrest, take them to court, and prosecute them under respective states, depending on the scene of incidents. So for me, it's plain politics.
It's plain politics.
Yes.
Okay, my last question: salaries to be slashed. FG to slash salaries of government workers. Agencies should be merged together. Is that a movement forward?
How can you be talking about slashing salary? What is the minimum wage? That's why I tell you that Nigerian government, they are not thinking, they are idle. Because if they are thinking, you think outside the box. How do you create wealth? Nigeria is running on a mono economy. How do you think outside the box to create wealth, to attract investors, to improve on the economy? A situation where you continue to run the economy only on crude oil. You continue having crisis as long as there is crisis in the oil sector at in the global market. So they are not thinking. A situation where, look at all the major oil companies, ExxonMobil, Shell, Chevron, whatever they explore, NNPC that represent federal government collect 60% across board from all the oil companies. Look at how all the oil companies are living buoyant. They leverage on just 40% of what they get. So the bulk of what we get as a nation, our foreign earnings, is the bulk of it, almost 80% is from crude oil. So why would we not get crisis? We are seeing how oil sector has been threatened by COVID-19. We are seeing how oil sector has been threatened by looking towards alternative source of energy. Because we are seeing that using PMS and products of crude is not sustainable. Because the world is talking about global warming. The world is talking about how to reduce gas emission. The world is talking about how to make sure that ozone layer depletion is reduced, so that the impact of sun on the earth will reduce, so that the water that is rising will be checkmate. And if one is looking at that and the consumption of oil products is reducing, I think Nigeria should follow that path and look inward. How do you grow how do you develop other sectors of the economy? For crying out loud, we have enormous resources in Nigeria. Even this uranium used in enriching atomic bomb and getting atomic bomb. Uranium, we have the deposit here. Yeah, lead using coating it, we have it here. So what is the problem? Even that uranium, you can use it to generate electricity. Because if you remove the impurity from uranium up to 5%, you coat it with lead and some other processes, it can generate electricity. It is when you remove it up to 99% that you can use it to develop atomic bomb. And under the supervision of UN, Nigeria have every leverage to use it to generate electricity. So what's the problem on Nigerian government? Because they are not thinking. Because everybody is feeding fat from money coming from oil because it's an easy way of getting money. So I pray that let even that oil dry up, so that Nigeria will start thinking. Because the government is, what they do is they go to Abuja, go to their respective House of Assembly just to share money. They are not doing anything. They are not thinking.
Even the governors.
That's the same thing they do. It's where a governor will force his hands and wait after every month, send his accountant general of the state to Abuja to go and share from national cake. Is that how you run a country? In a civilized society, in a better society, you think outside the box, you create wealth. Look at technology is taking the lead. Why is Nigerian government being positioned? Why is Nigerian government positioning our youths to take advantage of the technology that the business aspect of technology that the technology is providing? They are not doing that. The only thing you see police, the army, the navy doing is hounding, looking for internet fraudsters. Thank you very much.
Okay. MC Grammar.
Yes, my people, good morning. Good morning. This is MC Grammar. All right, I want to start by today's program by saying this. I think it's no longer news. I rescued a 6-year-old child from a building burning anyway. The child was trapped inside the building.
Where?
And that's around, what's it called? Oshodi side. So, but nobody wanted to rescue the child. But I took, it was a brave effort from me. I had to go because this is a child. I love children. So, thank God for everything. I rescued the child on halt, and everybody was full of praises for me. But I said this, I do not pray myself, I praise God Almighty. All right, back to today's topic. I want to say this, the question here. I think you have to...
There's plots to topple Buhari'S government. The presidency is crying out that there's plots to topple the government.
Let me just say this. I don't know why Nigerians are so foolish. Honestly. Everybody that knows MC Grammar, we know very well that I have a way of trying to straighten my statement. There's nobody plotting to topple his government. Are we foolish in this country? Who is planning to topple Buhari'S government? Nobody. You see, the reason why they said this is just to give the people story. It's just to give a story so that we can keep rejoicing and say, yes, there is a plot to topple Buhari government. It's a lie. Nobody's plotting anything. Let me tell you something. The current people in Nigeria now, everybody is weak. Everybody is just waiting for Buhari after his tenure. So nobody is planning anything to go and take over from him. Who is the military that is planning? Look, federal government should stop this nonsense. They should start giving us this story. What is wrong? Are you talking to foolish people? Are you talking to mad people? You are talking to people who reasons. I'm one of the Nigerians that think I'm a smart person. How do you say Nigerians are trying to topple your government? For what? Who is the military man that is trying to topple your government? Or who is a civilian that is trying to topple your government? This is the question Nigerians need to ask ourselves. Who is the person that is trying to topple Buhari government? Nobody is trying to topple Buhari government, except that they just want to give us a story. They give us a story, Nigerians keep rejoicing, and we keep saying, yes, there's a plot. There is no plot to topple Nigerian government. I'm in Nigeria, and I know what goes on in Nigeria. You see all these things you're saying? They just sat down, planned it. Let's give them a story. You understand? Because oftentimes federal government have a way of diverting our attention. You see, right now everybody's complaining. Everybody's complaining. The country is hard. The country, they say, okay, come sit down. Let's give them a story, so that we just try to shift the attention. That's exactly what they did. There is nobody trying to topple Buhari's government. Okay, now ask yourself, who is the person that is trying to topple Buhari government?
Political leaders, religious leaders. That's what they said.
Listen, let me just tell you something. They could just come and tell you who are the religious leaders. You see, this is the question. Who are the religious leaders trying to topple Buhari government? Is it the Muslims? Are they the one you are talking about? Is it the Christians? Or who is even ready the Christian to topple his government? So now tell me, who are the ones planning to topple his government? Nobody is planning to topple his government. All these things they are just saying to us, they want to give us a story. At the end of the day, the masses keep on rejoicing. We keep on jumping up and saying yes, yes. Listen, let me tell you something. In case you don't know, I'm born in Nigeria, and somehow I was a little close to all these politicians. I know how they think. I know what they think. I know what they can come out with. What you are hearing now is simply nothing but somebody's idea. Okay? Let's give them something to talk. Okay. And that's how they're talking.
Kidnapping, banditry, not federal offenses. Federal government is saying. What would you say about that, MC Graham?
Well, kidnapping, banditry, not federal offenses. How would federal government say it's an offense? Because they are the ones sponsoring the kidnappers. The government is the one sponsoring the kidnappers. What are we saying? Do you know, let me tell you something. It's like you're not in this country. I am in this country. The federal government, they are the ones sponsoring these kidnappers. It's just like saying Boko Haram. Have you seen the kind of sophisticated weapons that the Boko Haram is using? Can a poor man buy that weapon? Impossible. Who is buying it for them? Somebody in government. So what are we talking about? The reason why government cannot do anything about all these kidnappers is because they are the ones sponsoring these kidnappers. Let me tell you something. If federal government wants kidnappers under a second to evaporate from Nigeria, they can do it. But the truth is that they don't want it. They don't want it. The government, they are the one. They are the one in charge of the kidnappers. Listen, let me tell you something. You may not know it. Good money comes from kidnapping business. If you don't know, I just kidnapped somebody now. And you people are telling me nothing more, pay 10 million. Eventually, I pay 10 million. You kidnap another person. And let me tell you, in 3 months, you are making less than 50 or 60 million. My brother, is that not a nice business? That is a very good. You can't make such money, even in federal governments. You can't. Because you have to sign this one, then this one, cool money. Give them correct weapon. Give them directive what to do. And at the end of the day, they are making money for you. So now, tell me, let me tell you something. Check what happened. They said, kidnapping, banditry, no federal offenses, federal government, they are mad. Why is it that thief? Why is it that when you steal is a federal government offense? Just imagine, you calculate it. When you steal something, ordinary Maggie is a federal government offense. But when you kidnap, do you know that stealing and kidnapping, the one that weighs most is kidnapping instead of stealing? Stealing is that you are hungry. You stole something. But kidnapping, you kidnap somebody. Intentional acts. People don't understand this thing. They just don't understand the meaning of kidnapping. This is an intentional act. You intentionally kidnapped somebody. You kidnapped him, and you are now calling price. You intentionally did it. But let me tell you, stealing. I could just be hungry, and then eventually, I could just let me go and steal rice, and I steal it. At the end of the day, they catch me, and now everybody say this. That is why most of the times, I don't like it when people try to descend or beat criminals or somebody that steals. I'm not saying somebody that use gun. I will beat you more than anything when I see you use gun. In fact, I can stab you. But if I don't see gun with you, I will consider you, because anybody can be in that situation. Anybody can be in that circumstance.
Steal your phone.
Let me tell you, I want to tell you something. It happened to me in real life. Somebody stole my 25,000 naira. We're looking for it. Eventually, we found it, that the guy stole it. I was now questioning him. I said, this 25,000 you stole, what do you want to use it for? He started counting. His brothers has problem. He himself has problem. In fact, when he listed the problem was even more than 25,000. Then I asked him, how much question do you need to solve this problem? He said, bros, in truth, if you can say 50,000. Bros, I'm telling you what I did. I did not say what other people did. I intentionally went in, brought 25,000 more, added it to, and I told people not to touch him. That's the kind of heart I have. Another person may not possess it, but this is my own life, and that's the truth. I don't like it when you deal with criminals. Well, no, something can warrant them, something can make them to steal. So if anything happens, just endure. But the only people I cannot mercy, when I catch you, kidnappers, armed robbers with gun. If I catch you, I will stab you. That's the truth, because you are carrying gun to molest we human being. You are not faking us. So when we talk, you shoot us in the leg or shoot us in the stomach, and you are telling me I should forgive you. God will punish your father.
My last question.
All right.
Wumi is saying that central bank should pay 100 million naira to the kidnappers that kidnapped those students. Wumi is advising the government to tell the central bank that they should pay the 100 million. I just want to, in 2 minutes, just talk about it.
All right. Well, you should pay the 100 million. It is not something to the federal government. Let's say the truth.
So you are in support of Wumi?
Yeah, of course. Now, the federal government is rich. What are we saying? They should pay the money.
They can't
in
pay
fact,
salaries.
Listen, let me tell you something. The federal government, it is not the can't pay salaries. Let me bring your mind down to something. Do you know each time I hear it, the federal government said because they did it, they cannot pay this? Are you people mad in this country? Do you know that somebody working in federal government will embezzle 5 billion? 5 billion, I did not say million. 5 billion, and now to pay 200 million will be a problem to him. And how do you explain that? He embezzled 5 billion, but to pay 200 million to people, workers working, is a problem to him. Let me tell you something. I used to say it oftentimes, and I say it, quote me anywhere, any day. Do you know that Nigeria is richer than America? I will just try to analyze the reason why I say so. Abacha embezzled 500 million Nigerian money. Nothing happened for Nigeria. No shake also. This country is rich. Nothing happened. I swear to God Almighty, if you embezzle America money, 500 million, it could shake the whole America. Only Abacha swallow 500 million, you know shake us. Another person they swallow, you know they shake us. Another person they swallow, you know they shake us. Imagine if you embezzle American bond, ordinary $1 million, where they embezzle for America. Do America go hear them? That is why I often say that Nigeria is richer than America. I don't know how they always determine a rich country or not. But according to my own rating, MC Grammar, Nigeria is richer than America, because America is not richer than us. They can be more productive more than us, but they are not richer than us. Then, lastly, I want to say this. Please, I want to use this platform to say this, and I'm serious about it. A lot of people have been saying this to me, MC Grammar. We hear that you are trying to come out as the next governor of Imo State. Yes, they are very correct. They are very right. I'm trying to come out as the next governor of Imo State. Please look at my face very well. Don't say you did not see my face. I am coming out because enough is enough in Imo State. Since they created Imo State, we have never had a good governor, except for one like that. But what I'm trying to say is, I want to give my people life. I want to give my people, I want to give them meaning to life. And that is why I said, I am coming out as Imo State governor, but I do not know the time I am coming up. But whenever I make up my mind to come out, please, this space, you must vote for me, because I want to give Imo State life, and I stand to give them life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, MC Drama. That is a dramatic one from MC Drama. Okay, we are moving to the end of bystanders at the newsstands this morning. A big thank you to the man behind the camera, Festus Oluwabukumi. I'm Christian Chukwu, and also a big thank you to Boss Flip TV, Biodun Kukpo Oluyi. You can reach me on Facebook, Chukwu Christian Facebook. And we'll say a big thank you and bye for now. Till tomorrow.